everywhere. So this concludes the formal part of my talk.
I think you're going to enter the formal part of the talk. That picture looks pretty formal.
That is a quick acknowledgement. He's done.
So let me go to the interesting part. So I think Sachin has been an amazing influence. I had a wonderful PhD experience. I got to solve really cool problems, commercialize my research, and work at startup, drop out, and drop back into Stanford. So I think he has always kept me pushing at things, even though I wasn't a very good communicator of ideas. And I think the most important thing I have learned is that this is what he used to say always. Dinesh, my job is to throw ideas at you guys. You need to take ones which make sense and challenge which ones doesn't make sense. I kind of had this thought that you shouldn't be challenging your advisors, right? That had little time to, I was a little afraid the first 2 years of my discussions with him, and he's like, okay, you need to challenge me. Why do you come after 1 week and say that this doesn't work? And I come up with very solid, okay, this is how it works, and it doesn't work, okay? Am I missing something? And I'm still at polite level of, am I missing something? So I think challenging is very important, and this is what is very important to enhance your own learning, and has transformed my the definition of discipline towards a teacher, or that's what guru, I guess, I call. I think I would like to thank my committee members for able to survive this. So, Professor Paul Raj, I think the first email I sent, first response is from Professor Paul Raj. Quick enough, yes, I can agree. I can do early November. And so I think I had 100% throughput in the sense I emailed 5 people or 4 people, right? And I got all of them to agree to be on my committee.
But you didn't get 200% throughput.
I should have
You will reply yes while you're sending the email.
So, thank you, Professor Paul Raj, for agreeing to be on the committee. And it has been, so when I was coming to Stanford to decide whether to come to Stanford or any other place, I think these were the ideas, Professor Paul Raj, Professor Goldsmith in the review, and I think, okay, let's go here. I think we'll figure out later stuff. So, thanks a lot, Professor Balaji, for teaching us amazing class on probability, the network class. Those were really interesting. And networks class has definitely excited me. I've recently started working on data center and work a little bit with Sachin and Mohammed. So thanks a lot. Professor Sati, thanks a lot for teaching us class on compression and allowing me to work on the genomic data compression a little bit. Himanshu and others.
I'm using the Weissman score.
Slightly before that.
I need to somehow invoke Weissman score in this. Maybe we'll define Cutty score. Professor Shea, thanks a lot for agreeing to be committee member and the chair. So this is how it happens. I go to Professor Shea, in a flip of second he agrees to be on a chair. He just says, it's a real-time thing, right? That's it. Right? Done. Okay. Thanks a lot for that. So now I would like to thank my mom, dad, uncle, aunt, brother, and grandparents. This is just a picture of my parents at the farmhouse long back with me, I guess.
Oh, just you?
Yeah. So my family comes from a different background. We are all businessmen. So it's really hard to convince them, hey, I want to go for a PhD. Let me go for a PhD. It was really very hard. I think they got agreed very easily. I think they had more peer pressure than I did. I'm very thankful for them to allowing me to do this. So this is a man, I think I'm really thankful all my life. So I think as I come from business family, I think there was not much of a care for what you study. It's fine, I will teach you what you need to learn for the rest of the life, that's how the attitude. But this is the man who basically encouraged me to continue what I was doing. He he basically gave me the definition of discipline, culture, and he gave me encouragement to my curious thoughts. He was the only one who kind of encouraged. Everybody else was like, okay, it's fine, yeah, you can continue. And teachers weren't also not that excited. He was the only one who kept on encouraging, and he pushed me enough that I went to IIT Kanpur because of his encouragement and curiosity he created in me. This brings to the final last 5 years. Last 5 years, I think these are the people who have been amazing influencers on me. I'm sorry, I forget a few names here. Sorry, I apologize. But Kiran, last 2-3 years, I think we have been working day and night. It's like I work for Kumu 8 to 5, and after 5, I work with Kiran till midnight, and it has been amazing. He has amazing patience with me.
Yeah, exactly.
And Karthik, Gaurav Ansel, these guys have been giving me good advice with, in general, everything, how to deal with advisors, personal. Aditya and Manu, I think they have been amazing lab-mates. I think they have been continuously encouraging and just making me think very clearly, helping me out. We used to solve puzzles in all my first year. That's what I did. I didn't do any of research. My first year, we used to all 3 solve puzzles in the lab. That's what these guys try to bring their problems. I try to make them puzzle and try to solve that. Aditya Somani has been one person who has been outside the Stanford bubble, and he keeps me on track. Okay, check. Okay. So I think I have exceeded the time. I would just, I think, show a few more thanks a lot, all of the SNSG members. And I think especially I thank the Madras Cafe gang here. Otherwise, without them, it would be hard to survive in this country. And the foodie club, I think one of them is here for sure. I saw him. Chinmoy. I think in the first year we created this, that 3 people who always go to Ariana for the food and just eat everything there. So thanks a lot. I have collaborated with a lot of people at Stanford, and all of them has been amazing and teaching a lot of things to me. Kumu was an amazing experience. I got to design. This is what happened. I used to be very limited at Stanford. This is the design I want to make. I cannot make it. I don't have the expertise on this area, these areas. At Kumu, okay, this is the design I'm going to make it. Here's the people, here's the resource, you do it, right? And it was not like just one design. I was able to look at multiple design, try multiple design at the same time, and just be able to get the results. It was amazing experience to translate this research into commercial design. Finally, all the other friends who have been helped out here, and I have forgot a few names, obviously I see here. I'm sorry for that, but I think that ends the talk. Questions, please.
Any questions? Maybe we can take 1 or 2 questions.
Oh, I'm a chair now?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't get to.
Oh, okay, it's my turn. So any more questions for Dinesh?
So for the relay case, is the gain due to beamforming, because if you know that earlier in like the remote parts of the house there was no signal at all, and now it's just
So
the signal.
in the remote parts we get the coverage or the connectivity there, and I think if there is a non-zero, let's say there is a signal which is 3 dB, which even half duplex cannot provide. So the minimum SNR needed for Wi-Fi is 5 dB to get any connectivity. Even if you have a 3 dB connectivity, the relay can also constructively add with that signal as well. So I think relay provides coverage in that and slightly enhancement on the throughput as well there.
Yes?
So in the BackFi IoT stuff, like how do you distinguish between the backscatter and say transmission from another client?
So you mean to say that, for example, there are 2 Wi-Fi access points per transmitting?
No, there's one Wi-Fi access point, and now assuming that now we are in a world where everybody's full duplex.
Right, I see.
So
I think then you need, what I get the point. So the point is that how do you use the full duplex link and the backfile link at the same time? So the way to think about it is that you need to do some form of iterative cancellation to each other and try to get the connectivity. So for example, first you go cancel all of your self-interference, even the backfire stuff, and you get the data from the existing client, and then you cancel that out from your received signal, and then reconstruct the data for the backfire and keep on doing iterative cancellation and get this data. Good.
So the motion tracking application, do you need 4 antennas, and how physically small do you think you can make the enclosure?
So we definitely need 4 antennas at least. I think 3 may work, but I think we need angle of arrival information, and that we can get very accurately using 4 antennas. But if you consider the form factor can be reduced if you go to 5 gigahertz, right? It just turns half the wavelength, and if you go to 60 gigahertz, I think you can zillions of antennas, but that's, yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Thank
all right, thanks again. And I think we'll move on to